What's going on, guys? This is Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Getting right into this thing. Uh, no intro today. Don't need to. So happy Saturday. Got hit for a little bit of monetization on the intro last night for some reason. So we'll just eliminate it. We'll make it real easy. This is the next day. Tennessee versus Florida State. I don't know about you guys, but I have not. I woke up fired up this morning on what little sleep that I finally got once I went to bed. Kind of calmed down enough from it last night. But thank you guys so much. We had a big night on here with the live show afterwards. I hope you'll join me tomorrow night afterward as well. But again, this is Tennessee versus Florida State the next day. So I've had a night to think about it. I had a night to sleep on it, and got a lot to say on that game as we go back. As obviously there's some hurt feelings on the other side. Listen, I get it. I totally get it. Was it a swing? Was it not? That's the big topic on Blake Burke. I think it depends. Everybody's trying to justify a view to how it looks. I don't know. I mean, I would say this. I think if they would have called it a strike, I don't know. I would have had a problem with it. If the shoe would have been, obviously me as a Tennessee fan will say, yeah, of course he didn't go. His wrist did not break. I think that's probably one thing the umpire saw on it was the wrist not breaking. There's plenty of photos that show the wrist didn't break. Now, where's the bat? I mean, honestly, if I'm being objective about it, the bat's past 50% on it. That's, depend on what your angle is. I mean, whether you look at a 180-degree angle or 90-degree angle, it was definitely not 180, nor was it 190 degree. Or I'm sorry, was it 180, nor was it 90 degrees. It was a little more, but I think they're probably looking at the wrists on that. I mean, you call it what it is. Here's the bottom line, though. Both teams can look at that as I heard Link Jarrett's comments. Oh, we gave them a lot. All right, I'm going to look at Tennessee's the box score on that one for Tennessee last night. As it says that Florida State's 11 runs were earned. There is no freaking way all 11 of those runs were earned. Tennessee was charged with 3 errors. I would venture to say they could have been charged with 6 last night. Scorekeeping is very lenient anymore. And a couple beefs in the first inning I have. If we're going to go about beefs, Chris Stamos, when Burke committed going after it, Stamos was there. I think replays show that validated a review. There's almost part of me thought Stamos had him beat. And then when A.J. Causey come in, so was that a big deal? Yeah, that led to that run in the first inning. And then the pass ball, the wild pitch on Causey, that absolutely grazed Florida State players' pants. It absolutely did. You put it in slow motion. I saw it the first time they showed it on it. I don't know why neither of those plays were reviewed. They were definitely reviewable. Maybe they just looked at it as first inning. We'll get that run back on it. But this was probably the ugliest, most beautiful win that I've ever seen because Tennessee really did a lot to shoot themselves in the foot. But you know what? Those bats really come to life last night. And, here's the bottom line with Florida State as well. You could complain about that all you want to with the Blake Burke swing. Your center fielder missed one that he should have had in the ninth that Kavaris Tears hit to lead off the inning. That's a run that should not have happened. That was very poor center fielding there. And then, there's other plays. I mean, Florida State gave Tennessee some stuff as well. Let's make no mistake about it. Florida State made some mistakes on the base pass as well. Both teams gave each other some, but for this narrative that Florida State gave Tennessee a lot and Tennessee didn't give them, yeah. What was it, 4-4, throw to first, and Burke doesn't. It hits off his glove. That scored 2 runs. It led to more. Let's throw all that out the door. The bottom line is Florida State's bullpen didn't get the job done last night. You call it what you want with Burke at the end. That was close enough to where there's an argument both ways on it. Depends on how you want to see it, I guess, with it. That did not cost Florida State the game. In that instance, would have ended it? Yes, Florida State did plenty to cost themselves the game. Just the same if Tennessee would have lost that game, that call would not have been the reason why. It would have been because of the amount of errors. Again, officially 3, I would say 5 to 6 easily. And there's no way Florida State earned 11 runs last night. There's no way. Absolutely no way. I would say it's 5 to 6 of them. And, you know, no matter who you could come in and tell me all you want. Um, that's the way I see it. I don't think it's arguable that Tennessee really committed 5 to 6 errors. But looking at it, man, the big thing, let's talk about the positive here, though. That's a win. You take it how you want. Good teams find ways to win. Tennessee just found a way to win. Will they see Florida State again? I don't know. I don't know if they will or not. Virginia's pretty good, too. That's going to be a good game between Virginia and Florida State. And, I mean, we saw Florida State's best pitchers yesterday. And I know they talk about Arnold. Arnold really didn't impress me a whole lot. I mean, he's good, but he's nothing Tennessee hasn't seen this year either. I think for North Carolina tomorrow, Tennessee will see Shea Sprague, another lefty. The way Tennessee's hitting lefties right now, that's what I want to see. Now, could he come in and make me eat my words? Absolutely. Sure. But the way Tennessee's swinging against left-handed pitching, I think that's what you want to see. But let's get into the big one. Christian Moore. What? Keep disrespecting him, national pundits. Keep disrespecting this guy. Wasn't even on the Golden Spikes Award list. Was not the SEC Player of the Year, even though he won the Triple Crown in the conference. Second freaking team All-American. Give me a break, man. Give me a break. Let's get off of this just because a guy's on a preseason awards list that we should reward him for doing what he's expected. When a guy plays better, you need to reward. You can't sit here and tell me Christian Moore should not be in the Golden Spikes finalist list. Listen, I don't have a problem with Condon winning it, the Golden Spikes. I do have a problem with him winning the SEC Player of the Year over Christian Moore because Moore was Triple Crown. I don't care about walks. You make it happen when you're pitched to. The fact that teams were pitching to him and not Condon, that's their faults. All right? It's not Christian Moore's fault. Christian Moore, both things can be true. Christian Moore can win SEC Player of the Year, but Condon can win Golden Spikes. And that's the way it should have been. All right. Christian Moore, though, last night, 5 of 6 all night, had the second cycle in College World Series history. 1 RBI, 4 runs scored. Blake Burke, 3 for 5. Amick, 2 for 5. Dowling with the walk-off, 4 for 6 with 3 RBIs. Inslee, 1 for 5. Tears, 2 for 5, but his 2 were big. Curley, 1 for 3. Curley got that run in the ninth, which was big. Bargo, 0 for 3. Cal Stark, 0 for 4. Cal Stark did walk and scored a run, which was big. And he was out by a mile. Catcher didn't hit it. He slid in. It was a clean slide, helped knock it loose. And, it was a big run for them. And Nate Snead, I want to give credit to Nate Snead last night. I didn't think much of the rest of their pitching staff was very good. Nate Snead come in and really helped keep that thing where it was at. Cannell, Combs, Banky, they were admirable. They kept it within reach, but Snead was the guy come in 2 1/3 with no runs and really enabled them to make that comeback. He kept it close enough for them to chip away at it, which was big. And, their pitching was bad last night for the most part. 9 walks, uncharacteristic of them. 3 errors officially. Again, 5 to 6. 5 to 6, no doubt about it, because some of them they did not count. And it was about as bad of a night from a defensive standpoint as it could have been for Tennessee. Yet that offense, almost 20 hits last night. Officially, they had 18 hits, 12 runs. I'm not sure how many of them were considered earned. I'm sure they were not all earned, just the same as Florida State should absolutely not been earned. Actually, they've got 10 of the 12 earned. That they've got 2 of them not earned on Florida State. And I don't have a problem with that, but there's no way all 11 of Florida State's runs were earned. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous on that one. But Tennessee's pitching is set up pretty good going forward, as I think, especially with the day off today. They'll play tomorrow night, 7 o'clock ESPN. Drew Beam goes for Tennessee. I got to think it's Sprague for North Carolina. Could be wrong on that one. And then really the only guy I could see possibly not being available tomorrow is Aaron Combs. He threw 60 yesterday. Other than that, Causey, 45. He may not be available tomorrow. Snead at 39. I think Snead will be ready to go. And, of course, Cannell, he can throw any day. Banky will be ready to go. Stamos, they could bring Stamos back. He only threw 8 pitches. If I'm him, I don't blame him for being upset. last night. I really don't. But hats off to him because the guy went over. You know he was upset, but yet who was the guy above everybody up on that dugout, beating on the post? It was him. Hats off to him for just kind of flushing it and moving on and being a good teammate. That says a lot about him. And the numerous times that's happened where he's not been happy about getting pulled, but he's still been that good teammate. Stamos could go. I think Tennessee set up pretty good, definitely for tomorrow. If Drew Beam does what he does, I think at max you hope to see only 3 pitchers tomorrow, preferably 2. Is it realistic to expect Beam to throw a complete game? No. Is it realistic to expect him to get 6 or 7? Yeah. If he's the Drew Beam that we know. But if it's the Drew Beam last couple of weeks, you're going to have some guys ready in that middle. But, let's hope he calms down, gets back to where he is. And you never know at what point he will. I mean, he started off some games really well. And then it's like that 4th inning, something happens. Just an unfortunate little thing happens here or there. And it's like, it's messed things up with him. I got confidence that he's going to bounce back tomorrow. I like Tennessee, and this is a good team. It's a good North Carolina team. Let's make no mistake about it. There's no easy games going forward, and I think North Carolina may possibly be the second best team in this field. Possibly. It's very arguable on that. But 7 o'clock tomorrow night, ESPN. I'll be live right after that. For me, a win's a win. We had people on the post game. I had some that weren't happy with it. I mean, I would have been unhappy with the loss, sure, but I can sit and I can kind of flush what happened because they come back and won 4 straight 2-out hits with 2 strikes. That's clutch hitting. You had to feel pretty good when Tennessee got it back to the top of the order there. When they got to Christian Moore, you had to like their chances. Who would have thought 4 straight, hits to end that thing and walk it off, though? But, hats off to those guys. The more to Blake Burke, who Blake Burke had a rough night in the field. Blake Burke made up for it at the plate last night with a few RBIs. Amick with a big hit that prolonged it, and then Dreiling with the walk-off last night that burned the outfield where they're playing in. And I think Florida State's coaches deserve some criticism for, there's 2 outs at that point. If they're playing in, that's on them. That's not a smart philosophy because you're I guess I don't know. They're playing. I know why they are. They're playing in the event of a base hit. They're trying to gun the guy to plate. So yeah, I guess I do get that. But it cost them playing in a little bit as Dreiling was able to get it over him. I think in a normal defense, I don't know that gets down. But we'll take it. Tennessee moves on to tomorrow night. Big game again tomorrow night. Let's hope that they got this win out of the way. First round of the College World Series win since '95, only the second program history. I think you got to like this team. After that, sometimes you need that destiny moment. 98 versus Arkansas. We've seen numerous teams, not just Tennessee, but over the years, get that moment. North Carolina's had them too this offseason. So, could be 2 teams of destiny playing tomorrow night for sure. It should be a good game. It should be a good game for sure. I'll record something tomorrow with some keys to victory on that as well. And we'll wrap up on this one, though. Thank you guys so much for joining me last night as we was up to like 240, maybe even close to 250. One point thing went almost 2 hours. Awesome. Just awesome, man. Gained a lot of subs last night as well. This thing's growing. This thing is growing quick. This is your place for Tennessee baseball right here. Second to none in terms of coverage is Tennessee baseball and what we do on this channel. My name's Frank Rock. This is the House of Orange Sports Channel. Make sure you like and share. If you have not already and you like the content, make sure you subscribe. Down in that corner, there's that super thanks option if you want to throw a little tip in there as well. As any of those things are put back into the channel to try to enhance and make better coverage for it as well. But have a great rest of your Saturday. And last, but most certainly not least, go Vols.